Yesterday, as you guys know, we went to Skid Row with Water Drop LA. It was an awesome, amazing stream. Obviously, there's a massive population of homeless people in Los Angeles, and there's a massive population of homeless people in America. There's been a lot of anti-homeless sentiment that has also increased. There's always been a lot of anti-homeless sentiment. Americans, I think, despise the poor in general. But basically, you know, there's a lot of violence and there's a lot of dehumanization of homeless people. And in an effort to, one, do something good and urge others to also engage in community organizing in a similar fashion, and also, perhaps most importantly, showcase the humanity of the unhoused population, Lolo and I went in with an established local community organizing group called Water Drop LA that already have a pre-existing relationship with many of the unhoused population of Skid Row, some of which wanted to volunteer to be on camera, as a matter of fact, and talk about their experiences. So all of it was already pre-cooked, right? We had already pre-planned this because the goal was very specific. There's plenty of charity that I engage in and mutual aid initiatives that I also engage in off camera. This, on the other hand, was specifically so that, one, people could understand that there is much satisfaction to be derived from doing things like this. It feels great, but also, hopefully, people would recognize the humanity of the unhoused population. And I think we accomplished that goal perfectly. But as is the case with anything that I do online, I was joking about it. I was like, well, how will I get canceled over this? And it turns out Reddit was already going crazy over it. Hasan gets mad at chat after accusations of potentially exploiting the homeless on Skid Row for views. They, of course, clipped it in a very specific way. We're going there with some people that work every single day with these people. So it's not, don't film it maybe. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You're the woke of the day. Isn't it inherently exploitative to film? No, you dumb The entire point is humanizing these people. That's the whole point. Anyway, most of the comments were agreeing with me, so the fucking hate post didn't actually go anywhere, but it is kind of crazy because, like, a lot of people, when they see me yelling at these people, don't realize that, like, they should agree with me yelling at these people. These are the smarmy, annoying people that virtually everyone despises. This is the woke, too woke for their own good. That one friend who's too woke. Meta. And it's crazy because, like, so many people didn't even watch the stream, did not care about all of the things that I'm even mentioning here. The fact that we did not film anyone without prior consent. There are 0 clips of the actual IRL stream here. And the only other clip that mentions me is XQC making fun of me for yelling. That in and of itself should probably show you the attitude that this stupid ass Reddit community has. I was watching yesterday's VOD right now and it was purely so heartwarming and so sad at the same time. It probably made me cry. You were so great, and I don't get the critique of actions that tangibly bring some benefit in the lives of people. Lamau. I don't get armchair activists complaining. You did so great. It was such a touching stream. Sorry for the essay. Most of the people that are chirping are just chirping because they are sad, angry, pathetic people. That's it. It's more so for a way for people to try and, like, make themselves feel better by, like, putting others down. It's just bully shit. If I want to farm views, I just sit here, okay? I get more views just sitting around not doing shit in my own house. It's always, once again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. They say, Hasan, why don't you actually go out and help? And then I do that, okay? I raise money. They say, Hasan, why don't you give money out of your pocket? I do that. I give money out of my pocket when we're doing these massive fundraisers. They say, oh, if you were a real one, you would go out and help. I do that as well. And then people turn around and go, oh, you're actually doing that for clout. And that's it. There is no, like, you can't win with these people because this is not a logical, like, this is just pure hatred, okay? It's not logical. It's not coming from a place of, like, I think this person is a bad person because of a bunch of things that they've done, and that's the reason why I despise them. It's more so, I've only heard bad things about this person because he's, like, always clipped out of context, and therefore I now have to justify the vibes I have by constantly trying to figure out ways in which I will say, like, no, this is a bad person, I promise you. I saw people saying you were only giving Teddy Fresh merchandise despite Ethan. Yeah, people are insane, okay? They're psychotic. I gave my own merchandise as well. I gave a shit ton of clothes that I have worn prior. Why would that be spite? Like, I gave someone the jacket I was wearing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's the problem with unhoused people wearing your merchandise? Like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to let your clothes that you don't wear rot? Yeah, the goal was to do a reverse Tyler Oliveira. for the record. The goal was to do a reverse Tyler Oliveira, which is to not like exploit and actively continue to dehumanize homeless people, but to instead offer a platform of you know, community-oriented people, which is what this community is comprised of, that will then, you know, further be emboldened in their worldview that these are just normal people, you know, that have gotten a shitty rap, and that's it. And I think it was very successful on that front. And I will say, look, as someone who has donated collective totals of, at this point, millions of dollars, fundraised millions of dollars, this, like, doing this sort of thing hands-on is infinitely more meaningful. Because at the end of the day, I have all those clothes that are just like sitting in my closet. Even doing this like relatively meaningless thing from my end, you end up meeting a lot of very cool, very interesting people, and you end up helping them directly. I don't know. I think it feels more, I don't have the right words for it. It just feels more personal. So I highly urge people to go and join their local organizing initiatives like that. There was a person that literally was like, yo, Hasan is the only person that people would like yell at, you know, saving people from a burning house. And then someone immediately proved the point by getting mad at this hypothetical that someone had suggested by being like, yeah, he would just like set up his camera. They literally got mad at a hypothetical that someone else suggested. Like at that point, it's like, dude, what are you doing with your life? Fuck the noise, okay? Fuck the noise. It doesn't matter. As long as you have a moral compass and as long as you do right by others, it doesn't matter what these people say, okay? I can have a million fucking haters. My attitude is not going to change. The reason why I'm talking about all of this is because I need you to understand it's all just noise, and it's never coming from it's never coming from like a valid criticism. It's usually narcissistic and vindictive and cynical, and ultimately it's meaningless. What matters infinitely more is the impact that you have in your community. What matters infinitely more is not like faceless, lifeless losers online yelling about whatever the fuck you're doing in the most smarmy, idiotic, cynical way possible. What matters more is actually going out and helping people, doing right by others. I mean, it's not just an anarchist thing, mutual aid, but I will give props. Like it's different. Mr. Beast said before that he gets the most hate when he does the philanthropy videos, and said that if he made some bullshit 100 people in a circle video that costs the same amount of money, he'd get infinitely less hate. Look, there are a lot of people online that make this kind of content their entire thing, okay? And they do it in a way that I don't think is productive. I think always focusing on the systemic harm and always ensuring that you're humanizing every single person that you're encountering is the appropriate way to go about it. And that's precisely what I did yesterday. And I'm very proud of this community for fundraising in the process. Also, they were HasanAbi heads. Like this is one of you guys. He's probably in the chat right now. Well, he might be in Skid Row right now working. The reality of the matter is you are not going to be able to, we can't rely just exclusively on the government. It's just not happening. Okay, I'm not an anarchist by any means, as you guys know. I'm not an advocate for decentralized movements in general. I think that they oftentimes fall apart, and they have, I have theoretical disagreements with it. Okay, but having said that, all you have are your neighbors at the end of the day. Sometimes, okay, when there's no one else, the only people that you can rely on are going to be like-minded individuals. Hawk was 70 years old. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, what the fuck are we doing as a society? If a 70-year-old is sleeping in a fucking tent, a 70-year-old has no expectation of being a productive laborer anyway. They are in the autumn of their lives. Okay, they are supposed to be chilling at a home inside of permanent shelter. Like, this is what a normal society is supposed to do. Take care of people. The fact that there's a 70-year-old out there that is homeless is like having a child that is homeless. You know what I mean? It's insanely fucked up. Anyway, here's a fun part.
You gotta wear the whole tracksuit.
Yeah. Ooh, my cousin.
The NFT monkey.
We have a lot of
My cousin Rob.
Robin Banks, thank you for the 10 gifted.
a lot of like untested merch.
obsessed with him. What?
I need everything.
We got some toys, and I'll bring some.
He's chewing on all my
Yeah, I can
toys.
tell. He's chewing everything.
Yeah, he's chewing everything.
We got some dog stuff.
I got raincoats and stuff here.
He's amazing.
Yeah, big shout out to March as well. Big shout out to obviously Sade and everyone else working every single day, day in, day out to help these people. Big shout out to Lolo for setting it up, but also a huge shout out to March for, as always, being so careful and making sure that we are not filming anyone without prior consent. You know, he did a great job.